Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 8 of EdCo 305. I cannot believe that we are already over halfway finished with the semester. It's flying by. You'll notice if you look on your syllabus that weeks 8 and 9 both relate to tasks before technology, and what that means is, as an educator, you always start with the task. You think about what you want your students to know and to be able to do. And then you choose the technology. You select technology that can be a tool to help facilitate learning for your students or to provide them with opportunities to create or collaborate with one another and with experts in the field. Now, week 8 was supposed to be about ISTE standards and content standards and UDL, but we are moving along at such a clip in EdCo 305. We're moving along quite quickly that you've already covered ISTE standards, you worked on content standards, you did both of those things during midterm week. We've integrated UDL throughout every single week that we've been in class. So I was able to compress weeks 8 and 9 into 1 week. So this week we're going to focus on levels of technology integration, specifically SAMR, the SAMR framework. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. And that leaves next week open. And what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a work week. So next week it is week 9 in your syllabus, October 19th through 23rd. I'm going to give you that week to actually work on Key Assessment Part 1. Remember, that is due uploaded to VIA on October 23rd. So now you'll have next week to really focus on that, do a great job, ask me as questions come up. So that should be helpful. I hope that takes a little bit of stress off of your plate. All right, so this week, let's talk again about SAMR framework and what we're going to focus on for week 8, which is October 12th through 16th. You're watching this video, I think it's going to end up being between 6 and 10 minutes. I will change this to whatever it is once I have finished recording. By Wednesday-ish, please do this piece. At this point in the semester, you've read chapters 3, 4, and 5 in your UDL textbook, which means you've learned a great deal about the Universal Design for Learning principles. Guys, you have read about multiple means of engagement, multiple means of action and expression, and multiple means of representation. And you now know much more than a surface level understanding. And I want you to show me what you know. And you can do that in a very creative way. Perhaps you sing a song. Perhaps you draw a picture, or you create a web, a concept map. You can do typed notes. You can create a video. I am a very type A person. I'm quite linear. I, of course, just wrote notes. So I have chapter 3, my notes on engagement here. I've got chapter 4, my notes on representation, and then chapter 5, my notes on action and expression. Once you have whatever you're going to use to demonstrate your learning and your understanding of those chapters in UDL, you will upload those to this lovely table wherever your name is. Add your link to your UDL piece that explains your understanding, or demonstrates is probably a better word, demonstrates your understanding of the UDL principles. And this, like I said, should be beyond a surface level understanding. You know a lot about the 3 principles of UDL at this point in the semester. Try and get that in by Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. And then I want you to transition into learning about the SAMR framework. And SAMR stands for substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. And if you click right here on this link, there is a very short 5-minute video that explains each of these levels. So please watch that before you do anything else with SAMR. You can also explore these extra resources below the chart here. This Kathy Schrock guide probably is the most comprehensive one out of all. let's see here. This has just a ton of resources. You can go through and kind of check everything out. You'll notice part of your response on Blackboard relates to blooms, so that will help you with that piece. All right, and then once you've explored all your resources, there's different things for different people. If you prefer things that are written and typed like an article, there's articles linked down there. If you'd rather watch a video, there are videos, there are podcasts, there are pictures, there are Google Slides. There's all kinds of resources. So no matter how you learn information, which is a facet of UDL, right? There are resources that align with your preference. Once you've explored everything, you're going to respond to this discussion post, and you can post it in Blackboard. There's a link under discussions, and there's also a link in this week's learning module folder in Blackboard. Provide a clear explanation in your own words of substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. Include an example of a project or task on this level that you've seen in the field. If you haven't seen anything in the field, either from when you were a student yourself or from internship or from one of the clinical placements you've been in, make something up. That's okay. Then describe how Blooms aligns with the SAMR model. Should all, and here's the last question you need to answer, should all tasks in the classroom be at the redefinition level? Why or why not? So you've got 3 pieces here. Explain each level and give an example. Tell how Blooms aligns with SAMR, and then should all tasks in the classroom be at the redefinition level? Once you've done those things, post to Blackboard. You do not need to respond to your classmates. Reminders and due dates. You have Key Assessment Part 1, again, that's due, uploaded to VIA on October 23rd. Like everything else in Education Core, Key Assessments are always uploaded to VIA. This one's Part 1, so it's labeled Technology Integration Project Part 1. Your feedback will all be in VIA. However, I do put your grade, it's in VIA, but it will also be put in Blackboard so that all your grades for EdCo 305 are in one place. And if you will please keep up with your reading, you have Chapter 6 due for next week. So again, I'm not giving you new content next week. You have next week as a work week to finish up Key Assessment Part 1. But if you'll keep up with Chapter 6, keep up with your reading, I think that will make your life easier as we progress through the semester. Let me know, as always, if you have any questions. I'm really proud of you guys. The level of work and the focus and the dedication. I'm just pleased as punch to be able to be on this learning journey with you. Let me know if you have questions and if I can help in any way. Be well.